All right, CPI data today caused a huge jump, but my trading starts after 9 a.m. Central or after 10 Eastern. But just observing this signal, and based on that, I am thinking of going long here, but just using a quantity of one on this micro MNQ account and trading multiple accounts being copied. So enter this long here just to see if this uptrend holds. My risk is limited. Typically, a limit order just at the level of this up arrow. Typically, the first or the second arrows in that direction is what's more high probable trade. So this one, the target is hit. So waiting for the next opportunities. Usually it's better to avoid from 9 to 9.4 or 9.5, especially if there are any reports due at 9 a.m. So at 7:30 Central or 8:30 Eastern time, this CPI data caused the market a big move, huge jump and fast reaction. I did not want to, and I don't want to participate in those kind of moves. It is tempting, yeah, but that's not easy to trade though because the volatility will be huge. There is no setup, no entry, and sometimes it can very easily whipsaw you. So once the initial volatility calms down, better to start looking for clean structure. Okay, so we have the confirmed uptrend signal here, and the ideal entry would be to use the wick and enter along at the middle of the wick. Or it's also better to wait for this bull flag type of setup to break out and then enter on the pullback. Especially since we are at yesterday's high. So that was a market order right at the level of the uptrend signal. Quantity is just one. So that target is hit, and there is some delayed copying action. So it's very likely it will break out of here because the uptrend is stabilizing, and the opportunity is to enter at the lower end of this previous bar's wick. And if that does not fill, we will go to the middle of the next bar after this current bar closes. So the strategy here, buy on the body of the candle just above mid or this middle of the body, that submits the order just at the middle of the previous bar that's just closed. This can easily be entered manually, but clicking this will submit the order immediately without having to pick the right location on the chart, as long as you know where in the candle structure that you want to enter the order. This strategy is available in Gumroad. The link is in the description. So it went so close to the target and now reversing. I'm still optimistic on the uptrend here. So not reducing the stop yet, but not changing anything. I'm getting ready to close it just once it becomes positive, because not sure if it will go all the way immediately or whether it will pull back a bit more. So I might close this and enter a new trade at a confirmed location. Right, closed here. But sometimes this long wick on the opposite side is a sign for the breakout on the other side, just like what it is developing right now. So order placed at the middle of the previous bar. Which was immediately filled.
Order canceled.
So this action here just places the order at the middle of the previous bar's wick. It may not fill immediately. So moving it up. So if I wanted to enter it immediately, that bar at the top of the previous bar would have been a good place. But I'm thinking it will pull back at least once. So not chasing it too much.
Order canceled.
So enter the order to fill at the middle of the previous bar instead of the middle of the wick. So that got filled immediately. I was growing slightly impatient.
Potential uptrend.
But I'm sure before it fills, it will pull back. I'm getting slightly overconfident here and thinking that this will continue, but it may not be a straight continuation. So the better idea here is to take the original target and re-enter again when it pulls back a little. So the idea here is, so the uptrend signals are being given consistently, and typically first or second signal when that trend starts in that direction are high probable entries. So even though we are near the third signal here, I'm keeping the uptrend bias as of now because I'm expecting, based on this strong recovery, expecting this uptrend to continue at least for a while until 9:30 or so, when the initial balance will be set. Alright, so just barely the stop survived. My bias is still up. So it's kind of a reaction where this major downtrend started at the market open. So based on that, it could be a good idea to stay out here also, but keeping the risk low with just a quantity of 1 micro, I'm choosing to stay in. So if you are following the signals and this methodology, there is no need to overthink it. So you can take the trades when the price is relatively close to the signal zone and manage the risk uh, as we see live. So right now I'm trying to close it by hitting the sell high at the high of the previous bar. Other option is to just pull the target limit order to close it. Just was a bit more optimistic that my target might reach. Usually like the 30, when it hits 30, it will retrace a little. So I kept my target to 28.25, but it didn't reach there yet. So right now I hit the sell high, which is trying to sell at the high of the previous bar. And what will happen there is, once this is filled, I will cancel the existing orders, which will effectively close this position. So I'm thinking the better option here is to close at the original target, which was around 19, and then re-enter here near the previous signals zone. That way I could have been out of this current position that I'm in, and then I would be entering a new position. So taking advantage of this sideways move. Alright, just closed everything because I was getting slightly impatient. And anytime I hit close, this strategy gets disabled, but the easiest way to enable it back is keep this account data checkbox available, and that will re-enable it immediately. So right now I'm trying to enter again at the middle of the previous bar's wick, but it may not fill immediately. So in that case, I will enter one more at the middle of the body. So this is what I was expecting previously, but it did not wait long enough.
Cancel.
So it's not coming back there. Now I'm entering at the middle of the previous bar. So the goal is to keep the entries relatively consistent and manage the risk. And when you copy to multiple accounts, the PNL adds up. So I'm switching to the other chart here just to try out on the micro crude, which is MCL. I'm just trying it out on just one account. So trying to set this up in the other screen. And so ignore that for a minute. And I'm not going to, typically I will not be switching between two charts. Primarily this will only be on NQ or MNQ. So eventually it went beyond my previous target that I was waiting for. So right now the question is to whether to wait some more or give it some time to let it stabilize. So as I can see, we have progressed quite a bit from previous. Switching to MCL, just a minute. So I want to close this MCL and just focus only on MNQ right now. So just closing this. So let me just stick with MNQ here. So we have a consistent uptrend signals, but missed part of this trade. This is what I was originally expecting, but this sideways move wiggled me out of it, and also I was distracted slightly focusing on MCL. But let me just stay with MNQ now. And I'm thinking it's approaching the resistance area, especially when it reaches 2250. It will pull back slightly. So since it's approaching the significant uptrend, and if you look at the 5-minute chart, it's approaching the previous fair value gap. And so at this point, continuation becomes less reliable unless the market shows strong momentum or a clean breakout structure. So if you are already in a long, so this is where you manage the position, a partial exits, trailing or protecting the gains makes sense. If you are not in it yet, this isn't the ideal place to initiate a fresh long. I mean, that's how I would approach it. So a couple of things can happen here. So the price can stall here, or it could reject and reverse. So basically, the next structure here will guide the next trade. And I would wait for a good signal here. And typically after such a good uptrend, the very first downtrend signal is not that reliable. So usually the second signal and a little bit of retracement after the second signal is more reliable, even if that results in missing out any moves that happen immediately after the first signal. So just waiting and watching here. So one more uptrend push is possible here to reach 22,050, but I'm not jumping in because most of the signals have already been used up, and the chances of this reversing here is also possible, especially on the 5-minute chart. It's oscillating between two fair value gaps. So no need to rush here, and we have just hit the IB initial balance. So now that it's looking like it's going to break, I'm going to try to enter at the middle of the previous bar. Slight chase up again. So that did work out, and it's approaching 2250 or 22,050, I would say. So is this a sustainable breakout or a potential exhaustion? So either way, it would have to be a tighter risk and a smaller expectation. So not looking for a big extension here. Just playing a small edge with clear risk. All right, so we have crossed 22,050 now. So unless it goes above 50 and uses this 50 as a support, usually it pulls back once it hits this 50. Then it uses this 40 to 50 as a support to go higher. Right now for me, we're past initial balance, that is 9:30 Central, and I could call it a day here. And there may be new signals developing, but uh, it is a good run, and I can just wrap up for the day for now.